Marc. Hey, congratulations on your new film, Agent Recon.
Thanks, Kix. Thanks very much. It's nice to be here. Thanks for the invitation.
Hey, you know what? It's always a pleasure to speak with you. But let's ask that obligatory question first: Is what initially attracted you to that you want to be a part of Agent Recon?
Well, the thing that it always is the standard answer, and the reason it is a standard answer is because it's true. It's first of all, it's the script, it's the story. So the idea of it being an action adventure set in a post-apocalyptic time with a strong relevant military theme, and underlying it a strong story about the relationship between a father and a daughter who've both chosen the same profession, um, made it a complex and interesting package. And and as well, I have to admit as well that there's in the aging process of an actor, there's the excitement and the allure, not to put it too romantically, of exploring what it's like to participate in filmmaking and bring forth this next chapter in your own work. And that was certainly presented by the script because I'm no longer playing the action adventure hero as a young man. I'm playing the seasoned veteran, which is in fact the analog of what I am in the film industry. And so this kind of blend between what you present yourself as and what you actually are kind of all wrapped itself up in one neat bundle in Agent Recon. Um, and, uh, and I think that above all was the reason that I was excited to get in front of the camera and let people see uh, where my work is going.
Most excellent, especially the fact that the choices that you have made for this, you play a character that shows the emotional qualities and display that on screen with Colonel Green here.
Yeah, it's one of the perplexing and kind of most interesting and kind of daring aspects of acting is that when you're in conversation as we are right now, there isn't much call to bring forth whatever emotional complexities it is that each of us carries within us as we move through life. But that on screen or on stage, that is precisely what's called for. The inner self is what's uh, given scope to present itself, and and all of the niceties of daily life are allowed to rest for a while, and the complexities of one the complexities come out to play. Yeah,
Now, of course, this is still in its own sense an action adventure. You know, there's a
definitely, very
lot of
much.
physicality for this. So how are you handling that still as a part of your career?
Hey, I can still take it and I can still dish it out. Maybe not with the same degree of verve as when I was younger, but actors are essentially athletes anyway. I remember seeing a lady on the London stage once who was well into her upper 80s, very thin and very frail. And my first thought when she came on stage was, "Wow, what an athlete! She can get up there in front of the audience and make it happen." And she did. And it was wonderful. It was wonderful. So yeah, we pride ourselves sometimes to our own cost at our ability to be physical, but that's part of the pride of the work. And if you don't have pride in your work, you shouldn't be in it.
Now, what about the look of Colonel Green for this film? Because you obviously look a lot different, between the film and I'm talking to you right now.
Right. You can't go stalking up and down the neighborhood in camo with an M16 thrown over your shoulders and a sidearm at your side. No, that would cause a row. Um, yeah, that's what I was referring to earlier. Is that inside me somewhere there is that guy who hasn't shaved in a month of Sundays, and who's called upon to be at the extreme edge of his capacities 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so, that's part of the fascination of acting, is to stretch yourself to the limits. And I think underappreciated, although it's often mentioned, underappreciated is the amount of energy that it takes to make a film on a day-to-day basis. Um, the stamina, just the continuing stamina, not mentioning the particular stunts that you might perform, or the number of times that you run up and down a hill. Just the stamina to do this day after day after day after day for, at the minimum, 12 hours, and more like 14 to 16, depending on the circumstances. Yeah.
Marc, you have done very large projects in the past in your career, but in this case, you're supporting a smaller independent project. What's the love of supporting, like a small independent project for Agent Recon for like Derek Ting?
It's a the larger projects are, um, they have their own demands. The smaller projects um, allow a greater freedom in the creative process. Um, Also, and this is hard to say without sounding condescending. There is, just by the accumulation of years and experience in front of the camera, there is a value that is that older, more veteran actors feel that they can share simply in the way they approach the work. And at the same moment, they the older, more veteran actors also are an encouragement that there still is a ladder to climb to bigger and more impressive projects, and that the industry appreciates creativity in every size, because the size of the budget does not necessarily is not necessarily concomitant with the value of it. And sometimes the smaller projects present values that the larger ones simply don't have within the scope of what they're presenting.
Most excellent. Well, Marc, let me wrap up with one last question, because there was an inside joke in this film referring to lizards that look like humans. It seems like you can never get away from that project, V, when it comes to your career.
I'm flattered by those kind of references. Those, yeah, Cary Grant, when he was playing in His Girl Friday, made reference to Archie Leach cutting his own throat, and of course Archie Leach was Cary Grant's actual name, and so I'm flattered to be in that tradition. Maybe not in that company, but in that tradition.
Both excellent. Well, Marc, it's a pleasure meeting you. I always enjoy speaking with you. So thank you very much for carrying this conversation about Agent Recon with us. Thank you.
You've been very generous in inviting me, and it's been a pleasure. Thanks very much, Kik. See you next time.